Oh, the agendas are about to shift now. We have finally reached the Guy Valley incident, and we are about to see who was really getting shit done, who really was shaking shit up, who really had impact on the world we're in now, and the next steps that are about to be taken in the present with the likes of Shanks, Luffy, Blackbeard, and everyone else. And that credit is going to Monkey D. Dragon. I don't want to see the switch up from all of you guys, because I don't fuck with the older generation in One Piece. They're all frauds. Roger, fraud. Whitebeard, fraud. Garp, fraud. I'm gonna make a whole separate video on them. I do not fuck with the old heads in One Piece, except what looks like is gonna be Rocks. I'm gonna fuck with him. I already fuck with him. It looks like he's gonna be the only one, but everyone else, nah. That's another video for another day. We're here to talk about the true hero of the Guy Valley incident, the one that goes unnoticed but looks like he's gonna be the one making all the moves that still has impact and influence on the outcome of the world today, from the world government to the celestial dragons to the revolutionary army. All that credit after these next few chapters is gonna be going to Monkey D. Dragon. So let's go ahead and break down the latest chapters of One Piece from 1158 to 1160, about how Monkey D. Dragon is finally about to get his just due credit. Now, obviously spoilers for you guys who don't know or aren't officially caught up. What is this video referencing about Dragon being the true hero in the Guy Valley incident? We finally arrive at the end of 1160. We get the scenes we saw in chapter 1096 and the scenes we of course saw in the anime of all of their arrivals to Guy Valley. We finally get that and a scene of each of these teams and fleets, such as the Rocks Pirates, Roger Pirates, as well as Garp's Marine Fleet arrival. We get a scene after that of them talking, conversating, everything like that. So we're officially here. Things look like they're about to take off, but for some reason I still don't think Oda is gonna give us everything. Specifically, he's focusing on Shanks and Shamrock's story. Now, if you guys remember, when they initially showed us about Kuma being in Guy Valley and everything like that, we saw Kuma's side of things and we still ignored everything else. Oda might be ramping it up to do the exact same thing, show us the separation of Shanks, Shamrock, everything like that, and we might not get the entirety of Guy Valley, which I hope isn't fucking true. But I just wanted to put that out there because it does seem like we're focused on Shanks and Shamrocks, especially because we're in Elbaf with Loki. It makes a lot of sense. And I also believe it might come a time where Oda might want to put Blackbeard front and center and having more to explore within this incident. Now that we know he was there, he's the son of Rocks, obviously they're a part of the Davy clan and everything like that, and all the theories that come with Blackbeard. When we get the focus and attention on him, Oda is gonna want to dive a bit more into what was taking place back then. Let's just keep our fingers crossed and hopefully we get everything we need to get out the Guy Valley incident. But Shanks, Shamrock, they of course, their mother with them in Guy Valley. Garline comes to visit her. She wants him to move with her, to live together, everything like that, and he shoots her. He wants to take his kids back to the homeland to be celestial dragons, and he also wants Shaki to be his wife, to be his bride. So he kind of set in motion this plan to kidnap Shaki. He said he found something in Guy Valley, some sort of treasure that they'll hold in high regard, something he was even searching for but ran into. Now, we also know during this time that Rocks just so happened to send his wife and his son Teach to Guy Valley because that is their homeland. He revealed to Harold that of course he's part of the Davy clan. He's related to Davy D. Jones, which makes a lot of sense with the Davy bag fights and everything like that. His real name isn't Rocks. But in the meanwhile, with everyone arriving to Guy Valley, we also get showcased a young dragon who was in the Marines with his dad Garp, happened to be there as well. We also see him run into Shanks and Shamrock's mother, who basically begs him to save her kid. bridge to save the twins. And that's where we ended off the chapter in 1159, with her asking him that, as well as seeing Teach locked up as well. His mother asked him to come here, and also it being announced that the Davy clan are prizes basically for this competition. Now this is where we get into the spoilers we're hearing for 1160. Now at the time this video come out, 1160 should fully be out, so if I get anything wrong or anything changes based off what's been reported, I'll probably make another video anyway, because we probably get another major reveal, but who knows. So as far as 1160 goes, this is the information we're hearing. Now it says the chapter picks up basically with the Davy clan members being introduced in front of the celestial dragons, and we see and get a few descriptions of them, mainly Teach and his mom. They say she looks like Robin and Olivia, and also that two of the members of the Davy clan were very big. Maybe this has some ties with giants, Elbath, who knows. But they asked if they were buccaneers and if their lineage ties back to that, since they're part of the Davy clan, but no members on stage answered that question. Now after the prize presentation ended and the hunting game started, we got pages of the celestial dragons and the god knights killing people in God Valley. And Dragon, this is where he enters the picture as he sees Kuma almost being taken out by a celestial dragon and shoots the celestial dragon to protect him. Now in a few pages ago we seen shoot some civilians, but he did say they had tranquilizers, so I don't think he necessarily killed a celestial dragon, but it would be crazy if he did and was willing to go out of his way to do that. I mean, harming them in any way is still crazy, but if he was to kill one, that would be fucking insane. Then once again we get all the scenes of the rock pirates arriving to God Valley, talking about how they're gonna rescue Shaki. The same with Roger pirates, and at the end of the chapter we get the Marines arriving. So I mentioned all of that earlier, and I think they say they have some redraws of each of these characters and how they arrived, how they look, everything like that, which makes a lot of sense as well. But it does say during the chaos created by the arrival of the Rock's pirates, Dragon manages to rescue the twin babies. We gonna have to wait and see how he actually does it and showcase it. But the more interesting part about this is we know that it has to happen or take place in the meanwhile, as we know Shanks does get away. He is set free. He ends up with the Roger pirates, but the same can't be said for Shamrock. So somehow Garland is gonna get his hands on him. He is gonna end up with the Holy Knights and Celestial Dragons and that side of the war. And it's funny of them being twins and God Valley being split right down the middle in half on opposite sides. I think this parallels them being split apart at a young age a lot, especially because we know a lot of people seem to have it out for Shanks, for Red Hair. God Valley incident is setting up to drop some of the craziest lore on us, and I think this only works in the benefit of Dragon being there. We also got to remember Luffy, he was at Marineford at 17. He wasn't the strongest one there, but he kind of ushered in a new generation. Even with them losing, they lost the battle, obviously Whitebeard and Ace died, they failed, but he had the biggest impact on everything that took place within that war at the time, and he was nowhere near the strongest there. I think this is definitely possibly going to be the same case for Dragon, as him getting Shanks to freedom, to safety, can be the most impactful thing that comes from this entire battle, and possibly having something to do with Teach getting released, getting out, getting set free as well. And we already know he had his son Luffy, so he possibly could have big influence on 3 current emperors, Yonkos in the world right now, who's all fiending and fighting for the One Piece, who are all at the end game currently. And once again, just like Luffy at Marineford, he's doing it in a position where he's not overwhelmingly strong. He doesn't seemingly have his devil fruit. Obviously we see him using a gun, and he's still a part of the Marines at this time. So I think this is going to showcase and do a lot for his character in the long run, for when we finally do get to see everything about Dragon, I'm telling you guys, buy your stocks now, because Dragon, he's about to shake some shit up, and him being here, I feel like it was the best case scenario for Oda to do this, as it once again creates so many parallels and connections from these two generations, because it's always been like, obviously Dragon, the son of Garp, the father of Luffy, he's always in the middle. Obviously the Revolutionary Army is the opposition, the main opposition to the Marines, but you know, where does it all come to a head and come to play? This is just a random prediction, because I'm kind of ranting at this point now that I'm done with the chapter, but I wouldn't be surprised we get a God Valley 2 almost. Not necessarily take place in God Valley, but similar circumstances with everyone showing up and an all-out war occurring. I think it's heading towards that direction. Like I said, we're in the end game. Everyone has to start making their moves. As the Holy Knights make their move, the Revolutionary Army is going to make theirs. As we saw, Buggy and Cross Guild are making their move for the One Piece. We know Shanks finally made his move after taking out Kid. The same with Blackbeard, kidnapping Puddin and taking Garp and the whole Kobe situation and everything like that. Everyone's putting all their cards on the table, and I think it's going to come to a point. Another God Valley incident is on the horizon, and that's where everything comes to a head. What I would be interested to still see in this God Valley incident is if this is how Dragon obtains his devil fruit. We kind of expect Kaido to get his here, even though Lin was talking to him about it, so that's something I'm looking forward to. But like I said, I wouldn't be surprised if Oda blue balls us again and we don't get everything, so that when he dives into Blackbeard and we get closer to the end game, he could do this all over again. We dive into Teach, his escape, him eventually joining the Whitebeard Pirates, everything like that. And the whole theories about rocks and his body and the two devil fruits and him being a buccaneer, the relation to Davy D. Jones, that whole connection, that shit going all the way back to Joy Boy. It's just so much we're about to learn from this incident that at this point I'm just rambling, so I'm sorry if none of this is being cohesive, but you guys let me know what you think about this chapter down below. Let me know what else you want to see on this channel as far as One Piece or any other anime. I'm currently not reading any other manga. I just caught up to the One Piece anime, so I'm like, might as well catch up to the manga as well and continue from there, because I'm not waiting week to week for One Piece episodes with the pacing they have. It's just not happening. But overall, my main point of this video is that by the end of God Valley, Dragon more than likely is going to be seen as the true hero of what took place there. Fuck Roger, fuck Garp. We rocking with rocks, we rocking with Dragon. Their stocks are up. This is your last chance to hop on board, but I'm out.